Module 2. Installing and configuring Windows Server. Preparing for installation. Preparing for the installation of Windows Server involves several steps to ensure a smooth and successful installation process. Here are some important steps to consider. 1. Review system requirements. Before installing Windows Server, review the system requirements provided by Microsoft for the specific version of Windows Server you plan to install. Ensure that your server hardware meets the minimum requirements for processor, memory, storage, and network connectivity. 2. Verify hardware compatibility. Check the Hardware Compatibility List, HCL, provided by Microsoft to ensure that your server hardware is certified and supported for use with the specific version of Windows Server you plan to install. This helps to ensure that your hardware is compatible and will work reliably with Windows Server. 3. Backup important data. It's always a good practice to back up any important data on your server before installing a new operating system. This helps to safeguard against data loss during the installation process. 4. Plan for server roles and features. Determine the specific server roles and features that you need to install on your Windows Server based on your organization's requirements. This includes deciding on the domain configuration, networking settings, storage layout, and other server roles and features that you plan to utilize. By following these steps and properly preparing for the installation of Windows Server, you can ensure a smooth and successful installation process and set the foundation for a reliable and secure server environment. Installing Windows Server. Installing Windows Server can be a complex process, but following the steps below can help make it easier. 1. Verify system requirements. Before installing Windows Server, make sure your system meets the minimum system requirements. Check the Microsoft website for the specific requirements for the version of Windows Server you are installing. 2. Download the installation media. Download the installation media for the version of Windows Server you want to install. You can either download an ISO file or create a bootable USB drive. 3. Configure the BIOS. Make sure your computer's BIOS is set up correctly to boot from the installation media. This will vary depending on your computer's manufacturer and model. 4. Start the installation. Insert the installation media and restart the computer. Follow the prompts to begin the installation process. Post-installation configuration. After installing Windows Server, there are several post-installation configurations that need to be performed to ensure the server is properly configured for its intended role and functions. Some common post-installation configurations include 1. Setting the server's hostname, assigning a unique hostname to the server to identify it on the network. 2. Configuring network settings, configuring the network settings such as IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and DNS settings to ensure proper network connectivity. 3. Installing and configuring server roles and features, installing the required server roles and features based on the intended use of the server. For example, installing Active Directory Domain Services, DNS Server, DHCP Server, File Server, etc., and configuring their settings. 4. Configuring security settings, configuring security settings such as user accounts, passwords, and permissions to ensure the server is secured against unauthorized access. 5. Configuring Windows Update settings, configuring Windows Update settings to ensure the server. These are some of the common post-installation configurations that may be required after installing Windows Server. The specific configurations may vary depending on the server's role, intended use, and security requirements. Thanks for watching. For more information, like, comment, and subscribe our channel.